Good morning, students. I am here again with the new topic memory and the processor. Processor means central processing unit. CPU. CPU is the brain of computer system. All major calculations and comparisons are performed by a computer are carried out inside its CPU. CPU is also responsible for activating and controlling the operation of other units of the computer system. Basic components of CPU are control unit, CU, ALU means arithmetic logic unit. Control unit of CPU select and interpret program instructions and then coordinate their execution. There are few registers in the CPU with the help of which control unit and with the help of ALU execute the program. Program control registers hold the next instruction to be executed. Instruction register hold the current instruction to be executed. Decoder has necessary circuit to decode and interpret the meaning of every instruction supported by CPU. Control unit, although control unit does not perform actual processing of data, but it acts as central nervous system for all other components of the computer. It manages and coordinates the entire computer system, including its input and output unit. It contains instructions for from programs stored in main memory, interpret the instruction and issue signals that cause other unit of the system to execute them. In this way, control unit control the functioning of the computer system. Arithmetic logic unit. It is the place where actual execution of instruction take place. When control unit encounters an instruction that involves arithmetic operation like add, subtract, multiply, divide, or logical operations like less than, greater than, equal to, control unit passes control to the ALU. The main thing to remember is that every CPU has built-in ability to execute set of machine instructions called instruction set. Most CPU have many instructions, that is around 200 or more in the instruction set. Machine language is designed for CPU is based on the instruction set supported by CPU. Each processor, that is CPU, has unique instruction set. Therefore, machine language designed for one computer will not generally run on another computer with because of different CPU. Now we discuss different registers used in the CPU central processing unit. Now the main registers I tell you: decoder, program control register, instruction register, memory address register, memory buffer register, input output register, general purpose register. These are the registers in control unit, and registers in arithmetic logic unit is accumulator register and few general purpose register. Now we discuss the purpose of all of these registers. First one is memory address register. Memory address register hold the address of active memory location. It is loaded from program control register when an instruction is read from the memory. Memory buffer register, MBR, it holds the content of accessed memory word. an instruction word placed in this register is transferred to the instruction register. MBR क्या करता है, ये it read the contents of memory word. कौन से एड्रेस का, that is given in MAR memory address register. Now this instruction, if instruction is accessed, it is transferred to instruction register. A data word placed in the register is accessible for operation with accumulator register or for transfer to input output register. Suppose instruction जो भी दी हुई होगी हमें, write instruction is there, then this address will be sent to the memory buffer register or to the output devices. If a word is to be stored in memory location, then this will be transferred to MBR from where it is written in the memory. Memory buffer register is used as a transfer media for reading or writing the instruction from the memory or to the memory. अगर हमें कोई इंस्ट्रक्शन मेमोरी में राइट करनी है तो पहले हम उसको MBR में ट्रांसफ़र करेंगे, और रीड करनी है तो वो मेमोरी से रीड होके MBR में आएगी. नेक्स्ट इज प्रोग्राम कंट्रोल रजिस्टर, PC. It hold the address of next instruction to be executed. Normally instruction of program are stored in consecutive memory location and are executed in sequence unless a branch instruction is encountered. A branch instruction is an operation that causes transfer of non-consecutive instruction. Address part of the branch instruction is transferred to PC register to become address of next instruction. Suppose any if statement or repeat loop is there, then there will be change in sequence, and for this the address of corresponding instruction will be transferred to the PC program counter register. Accumulator register, it hold the data to be operated on. Data store करते हैं इसमें, immediate results and result of processing. It is used during execution of most instruction. Result of arithmetic operations are returned to the accumulator register for transfer to main memory through the memory buffer register. In many computers, there are more than one accumulator registers. Instruction register named as I. It holds the current instruction to be executed. As soon as the instruction is stored in the register, operation part and the address part of the instructions are separated. Address part of the instruction is sent to MAR, memory address register, while its operation part is sent to the control unit, where it is decoded and interpreted by the decoder register, the first register of the CPU. Finally, control unit generate command signal for execution of the task specified by the instruction. Input output register, it is used to communicate with the input output devices. All input operations such as instructions and data are transferred to this register by an input device. Similarly, all output operations are transferred to an output device is found in this register. Now this is the basic idea of all the registers. ब्रीफ में टेबल में समराइज किया हुआ है. मेमोरी एड्रेस रजिस्टर होल्ड द एड्रेस ऑफ एक्टिव मेमोरी लोकेशन. मेमोरी बफर रजिस्टर होल्ड इंफॉर्मेशन on its way to and from the memory. Program counter register hold the address of next instruction to be executed. Accumulator register store results and data to be operated on. Instruction hold the instruction while it is being executed. And input output register communicate with the input output devices. Now how execution take place? Control unit take the address of the next instruction to be executed from program control register, read the instruction from corresponding memory address into the instruction register of the control unit. Control unit then send the operation part of and the address part of the instruction to the decoder and the memory address register. Decoder interpret the instruction and accordingly control unit send signal to appropriate unit that need to be involved in carrying out the task specified in the instruction. For example, it is an arithmetic or logic operation, signal is sent to ALU. In this case, control unit also ensures that the data corresponding to the address part of the instruction is located in suitable register in ALU before signal is sent to ALU. ALU perform the necessary operations on the data and signal and control unit as soon as it is finished. As each instruction is executed, address of next instruction to be executed is loaded into the program control register automatically, and these steps are repeated again and again. Okay, now this was about processor part, CPU. इसमें CU और ALU के अलग अलग रजिस्टर्स को एक्सप्लेन किया गया और कैसे प्रोग्राम की एग्जीक्यूशन होती है. नाउ कम टू द मेन मेमोरी. Here we are concerned with main memory only or the primary memory. Objective of main memory is to provide fast access of data and instruction to the CPU. Memory is a part of device where we can store the data or retrieve the data. Now few evaluation criteria of memory. Number 1, storage capacity should be more. Number 2, access time. Access time is the time required to read the data or write the data to and from the memory. It should be minimum. Cost per unit bit of storage should be less. Volatile, this is also characteristics of the memory, whether it is volatile or non-volatile. Random access, what type of access is possible, sequential access or random access. Okay. Now memory organization. Primary memory or the main memory of computer is made up of small storage area called location or the cells. Each of these locations can store a fixed number of bits called word length of the memory. Now in a picture, suppose cells are there in the memory. Each cell will have unique address and its capacity will be defined in terms of number of words in the memory. Now suppose memory is divided in n words, then n will be power of 2. Each word has built-in and unique number assigned to it. This unique number is called address of the location and used to identify the location. Each location can hold either a data item or an instruction or its address. कुछ भी स्टोर हो सकता है इसमें. First address starts at 0 and highest address is equal to maximum number of words minus 1. For example, memory capacity है 1024. Then addresses will range from 0 to 1023. 0 से स्टार्ट हो रहा है तो मैक्सिमम कैपेसिटी से एक एड्रेस कम होगा हमारा. Now come to the fixed length and variable word length memory. क्या होते हैं ये fixed length and variable word length? Main memory of some computer is designed to store fixed number of character in each numbered address location. Such computers are said to be word addressable as they employ fixed word length memory approach. In these computers, storage space is always allotted in number of multiple of word length. Therefore, it is if a word addressable computer has fixed word length of 4 byte, it requires 4 byte per word. Okay. to store the word cat, it require one word, and to store the word Bombay, it require two words. Okay. Next is variable word length memory system. In this case, memory is designed to store a single character, that can be alphabet or digit or special character, at each numbered address. Computer designed in this manner is said character addressable, and they employ a variable word length memory. In this case, machine will require 3 bytes for CAT cat and 6 bytes for word BOMBAY Bombay. Okay. Now difference between these is explained here. Fixed and variable word length memory system have their own merits and demerits. Fixed word length approach is normally used in large scientific computers for gaining speed and calculation. On the other hand, variable word length approach is used in small business computers for optimizing the use of storage space. For example, if we consider fixed word length memory machine with word size of 8 character, if most of the data words are to be stored in less than 5 characters, then more than half of the storage will be wasted, will remain unused. This will not happen in case of variable word length memory, because character can be placed in every storage cell of the machine. However, word addressable computer possess faster calculating capability because they can add 2 data words in a single operation. If fixed word length is 8 character, then 2 8-digit numbers can be added in single operation. On the other hand, with character addressable memory with variable word length memory, only 1 digit in each number is added during single operation, and 8 steps would be needed to add to 8-digit number. Okay. Now this was the merit and demerit of fixed length and variable word length memory. Now come to the units that are used in the memory. The smallest memory unit is bit, one binary digit that can store the value 0 or 1. 1 byte is equal to 8 bits. 1 kilobyte is equal to 2 raised to the power 10 bytes. That is approximately 10 raised to the power 3 bytes. 1 megabyte is equal to 2 raised to the power 20 bytes. That is equal to again 2 raised to the power 10 megabyte or 10 raised to the power 6 bytes. 1 gigabyte is equal to 2 raised to the power 30 bytes equal to 10 raised to the power 9 bytes. Okay. Now these are the units in which we can measure the memory capacity of a computer system. Okay. Now generally main memory is 1 GB, 2 GB, etc. Now types of main memory. Now main memory is divided in two types, RAM and ROM. RAM stand for random access memory, means randomly we can access any memory cell. Physical, this memory consists of integrated circuit either on the motherboard or on a small circuit board attached to the motherboard. A computer's motherboard is designed in a manner that its memory capacity can be enhanced easily by adding more memory chips. Hence, if you decide to have more memory than your computer currently has, you can add more memory chips and plug them in the empty memory slot on the motherboard. Second is ROM, read only memory. It is non-volatile, in which data is stored permanently and cannot be altered by usual program. In fact, storing data permanently into this kind of memory is called burning in the data, because data in such memory is stored by using fuse links. One fuse link is burnt, it is permanent. Data stored in ROM chip can only be read and used, they cannot be changed. This is reason why it is called read only memory, ROM. Since ROM chip are non-volatile, data stored in ROM are not lost when power is switched off or interrupted. But in case of RAM, random access memory, data is lost when power is switched off. ROM chip are also known as permanent store. Now ROM is mainly used to store program and data that don't change and are frequently used. Most basic operations that are carried out by this is to start the computer system and make checking of all the devices and load the operating system in the main memory. Main example of the program is set of instructions needed to make computer system ready for use when it is power on. This program is called system boot program, contains a set of startup instructions to check if computer hardware like memory, IO devices are functionally properly. It looks for an operating system and load its core part into the volatile RAM of the system and to produce the initial display screen prompt. This microprogram is used every time computer is switched on. This needs to be retained when computer is switched off. Hence, ROM is ideal storage for storing this program, that is the bootstrap program, system boot program, which is necessary to start a program to make it ready. Now this ROM is further divided in PROM, programmable ROM, erasable ROM, and EPROM means electrical erasable programmable ROM. Okay. RAM can be divided in SRAM or DRAM, static ROM, RAM, dynamic RAM. Dynamic RAM is further divided in synchronous RAM and asynchronous RAM. Memory is the part of the device where we can store the data or retrieve the data. Now we have discussed the registers used in the CPU. There is also one more memory between the primary memory and the register, that is cache memory. As this primary memory is volatile in nature, it cannot be used for permanent storage. For this purpose, secondary memory is used. Secondary memory is non-volatile in nature, but access time is more, that is slow memory. More time is required to read the data or write the data in the secondary memory. But for permanent storage, we have to use the secondary memory. Now this is the size hierarchy. On the top, registers are used, then cache memory, then primary memory and secondary memory. As we move from bottom to top, size decreases, but speed and cost of the device memory increases. Okay. I hope this is clear to you. Thank you. Have a nice day.